Hey everybody, welcome to Slash Bash, where today I am bringing you another Entitled Parents Reddit video. If you are new to the channel, then subscribe and click on notifications so you don't miss out on the fun. In our first story, an entitled mother has no problem with her child eating books in class. Well, they are high in fiber. Let's jump right in. This is another story from the early learning center I worked at last year. In our cast, we have me, Karen the entitled mom, and the child is Muncher. The events of this story actually happened on multiple occasions, unfortunately with the same outcome. Muncher was technically too old for my class, but he just wasn't at the level he needed to be for the next room. I 100% believe this has nothing to do with the child or his development, and everything to do with his mother. Karen was the worst type of entitled daycare school mother. She expected every rule to be changed in order to cater to her son, but none of it was for his benefit. Anytime there was an issue in class, she wanted me to find a way to adjust the class itself to mold to his needs and wants. Unfortunately, I had a very entitled director who couldn't even be bothered to teach or discipline her own child, meaning she just expected me to placate. Because Muncher was older than the rest of the class, he really didn't need nap time as much. Unfortunately, he wasn't used to having to sit and be quiet for any amount of time, so my choices were sit and play quietly with him just for the entirety of nap time, just so everyone else can sleep, only give the other children short moments of attention when they wake up and need me, or have Muncher purposefully wake the other children to play. Obviously, the former quickly became my daily routine. Now, Muncher pretty often went through growth spurts, and he really did get hungry pretty often. Luckily for him, we have lunch shortly before nap time, only one activity space in between, and snack directly after. By the time snack had been delivered to the room, a portion of the class was awake, so I allowed each child, including Muncher, to get a book and quietly read on their cots while I was setting up snack. Next thing I know, I heard one of the kids yell, "Ms. OP, Muncher's eating a book!" My back was turned for such a small amount of time. All I did was pick up a stack of cups, and this kid is chowing down halfway through the last page of The Ugly Duckling. I rushed over and tried to gently take the book, and Muncher grabbed it with his teeth and not only proceeded to try to fight it from me like a dog, but was chewing and pulling to try to continue to eat it. Here I am, a grown woman, carefully trying to pull a book from the jaws of a very goat-like preschooler. I couldn't even blame the classroom for all the giggling. Luckily, once I got the book back, I was able to have a talk with Muncher about why eating books has germs and isn't nice. I swear to goodness, the things I've had to explain to children. Of course, I wasn't expecting this kid's rock-hard defense. I was hungry. Huh. Okay, but it's still not nice to eat books. It hurts our friends because they would like to know what happens to the little ducky at the end of the book too, right? Right? All good. Fast forward to after snack, outdoor play, an educational activity, and free time. Now it's time to go home. As usual, Karen is one of the last parents. Now, I dealt with Karen before because of Muncher not wanting naps, and the response was basically that it was my problem to fix, and her baby boy did nothing wrong because he just wanted to play. Still, I assume this woman had a shred of sanity as I Oreo sandwiched that her son had fun at circle time, ate a book, and played group games very well at the end of the day. And this woman just starts praising him for the group games. When I try to gently address the book again, telling her the entire conversation, this woman showed exactly what tree that apple fell from. Well, he said he was hungry. Yeah, that was that. At that point, I realized there was no hope for this woman. After that, I started just dealing with Muncher's issues on my own. I found patting his head made him fall asleep for naps, so I could give more equal attention to everyone, and watched him very closely when giving him books because apparently he's just allowed to eat those. I never again addressed any other issue about Muncher with his mother, but I also didn't need to because he was so much easier to handle in class once I stopped with the allowed special treatment. Some people may say I'm a little harsh, that Karen was Muncher's mother and knows what's best for him, that she had the right to know what's going on every second of her son's life. I might have agreed with them, but Muncher asked his mom if she could buy him a book on the way home as they walked out of the classroom that day, and she said yes. In our second story, an entitled mother really wants some chocolate bars. I attend the theater program in my high school, which is quite prestigious for putting on professional-level performances when the majority of us aren't even adults yet. As such, we get a lot of audience members who don't have any affiliation with our school. We've had nuns from the nearby churches attend, some people come from nearby cities, and occasionally from across the country, people with family ties and otherwise. The program is also massively helped out by parent volunteers who are the nicest people I know. I was fortunate enough to be able to attend the intermediate class my freshman year. Because of this, I was mandated to help work the house for the fall play. Working the house fell into ticket checking, ushering, etc. I was assigned, along with a few of my friends, to work concessions. We have a consistent seasonal schedule. We have a play in the fall and a musical in the spring. The fall play for the year was an adaptation of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and our spring musical was to be Les Miserables, which I got to perform in. It was amazing. Since Charlie and the Chocolate Factory had a massive emphasis on candy, part of our concession selling was to sell Wonka bars, which were actually Hershey's bars, don't tell anyone. These chocolate bars had a small chance of holding a golden ticket, which gave the holder 2 free VIP tickets for Les Miserables that coming spring. I don't know why that was so appealing to everyone, but people were buying them 3 to 4 at a time. We actually ran out before intermission, since we did a lot of selling while people were waiting in the massive line outside the school's performing arts center. We end up having to limit them to 1 per person in each line, since 1 person would come in and buy a bunch at a time. In other words, if you had 4 people in your group in the concessions line, you could only buy 4 bars or less. People had been very chill about it so far, so we hadn't run into any problems. Enter entitled mother with her 3 kids. Bear in mind, I am 14 years old during this encounter. This was a few years ago. Hi, we'd like to buy some Wonka bars, please. Sure, how many were you looking for? I'll take 6 of them, please. I notice that she has 3 kids with her in line and that no one else seems to be stepping up next to her. Sorry, ma'am, but we have to limit it to 1 chocolate bar per person in line. We're running out pretty fast. The entitled mother is doing a total 180 from her polite tone. Are you serious? We've been waiting for 10 minutes in this line and you won't even give me what I asked for? My kids could have gone to the bathroom at this point. They totally wouldn't do this at some other school. They know how to treat people with respect. Her kids looked pretty embarrassed. Entitled mother's in high heels and the other students and I are not very tall, so she's kind of intimidating. My friends seem to be fidgety as well, so I step in. I'm sorry, miss, but we are limiting the amount of bars per party. We can get you 4 bars for now, and if we have any left when the show is over, you can buy more for your family then. Just give me the 2 extra chocolate bars. It's not that hard. You have them right there. She points to the basket of chocolate bars my friend is holding. They would never be this rude at some other school. At this point, a parent volunteer notices us struggling and steps in. Usually, the entitled parents listen to the adults when they intervene. Hello, ma'am. Unfortunately, Ivy Night Music is correct. We can only sell 1 chocolate bar per person in this line. The entitled mother huffs and gives the kids money for the Wonka bars, still going off about how the school her kids attend would never do anything like this and that the customer is always right, etc. One of the kids, who was probably in middle school, mutters a quick sorry before rushing off back into the theater. We sold out of bars completely, as it turns out. All the concession workers were assigned to the exits to thank the audience for viewing the show. I'm near the stairs that lead up to the balcony, and who do I see but entitled mother clacking her way down in her high heels. "I hope you enjoyed the show, miss," I call to her in my most fake Disney employee voice as she approaches me. She turns bright red, opens her mouth, but obviously thinks it the better of it with tons of little kids around. She stomps out, dragging her family with her. I guess she really wanted those extra chocolate bars. I couldn't blame her. The spring musical ended up being the best one in our program's history. This is John from Slash Bash. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed the video and want to see more of them, then please hit that subscribe button. We'd love for you to drop a like, share it with your friends, and we will see you in the next one.